In July 2019, Alfia Zoyab was on a video call with Facebook employees in India discussing some 180 posts by users in the country that Avaz, the watchdog group where she worked, said violated Facebook's hate speech rules. But halfway through the hour-long meeting, Shivnath Thukral, the most senior Facebook official on the call, got up and walked out of the room, Zoyab says, saying he had other important things to do. This is where things get very important. Among the posts was one by Shiladitya Dev, a lawmaker in the state of Assam for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party. I'm just going to say BJP moving forward. He had shared a news report about a girl being allegedly drugged and raped by a Muslim man and added his own comment, quote, "This is how Bangladeshi Muslims target our native people in 2019, end quote. But rather than removing it, Facebook allowed the post to remain online for more than a year after the meeting until Time magazine contacted Facebook to ask about it on August 21st. Meaning this American news magazine brought to their attention. They're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's gone now. Okay. Quote, "We looked into this when Azaz first flagged it to us, and our records show that we assessed it as a hate speech violation," Facebook said in a statement to Time. "We failed to remove it upon initial review, which was a mistake on our part," end quote. Armin, while I'm going through this, can you keep an eye on the chat, please?
Okay, but I also want to pay attention to the article, so it's going to be difficult. Guys, because I want to also pay attention to what Susanna is reading, please make sure that I'm going to be mostly paying attention to members who tag Atheist Republic, okay? So you have to be a member, you have to tag Atheist Republic, and your comment also have to be relevant to the article, because I need to be a little bit selective so I could keep up with what Susanna is saying. But go on.
Thukral was Facebook's policy director for India and South Asia at the time. And this is a picture of him here. Part of his job was lobbying the Indian government, but he was also involved with discussions about how to act when posts by politicians were flagged as hate speech by moderators, former employees tell Time.
Wait, before we go to, can you summarize basically what happened? What was happening was like a post by somebody that was anti the earlier version, right? The one that you just read about. Facebook didn't remove a post that was anti-Muslim, right?
Yeah, so a BJP member, a BJP lawmaker,
right,
made a post that promoted anti-Muslim bigotry.
Anti-Muslim bigotry, and they didn't remove it for a whole year. Okay, and that's the summary of that entire paragraph. Okay, Let's continue.
So this gets into this man's role at Facebook. So part of his job was lobbying the Indian government, but then he's also involved in making decisions about how to act when politicians are flagged as hate speech or promoting hate speech, which is pretty obviously seems like a conflict of interest. So Facebook acknowledges that Thukral left the meeting, but says he never intended to stay for its entirety and joined only to introduce Zoyab, who he knew from a past job, to his team. Shivnath did not leave because the issues were not important, said Facebook in a statement, noting that the company took action on 70 out of the 180 posts presented during that meeting. So, that meeting aside, I think what we need to keep in mind here from this paragraph is this conflict of interest that is beginning to be outlined here. And there are going to be other competing interests that are going to be continued to be highlighted throughout this article. Okay.
Wait, what? We need to have our, imagine why don't we have an atheist person having meet with, we need to have secularist, anti-blasphemy, or atheist organizations become so powerful that they have meeting with Facebook officials about posts that have been removed for blasphemy And like, look at the level of privilege and power and influence that these religions have. But yeah,
Well,
go on.
it's not specifically religions, it's governments.
No, okay, it's religious governments.
Yes,
It's
but
yes,
it's
but
governments.
it's I know it's governments, but the religion is so powerful that it's gone beyond just being religious organizations in influence, like something like CARE. It's to the point of we have an entire government on the side of our religion. So it's not like, oh, it's not necessarily religion, it's governments. It's governments in fighting on behalf of certain religions. But yeah, go on.
So some people in the live chat are saying that they're getting a lag. Just like pause for a few seconds
Or just
or lower
go
the
back.
quality.
No, yeah, and also rewind a little bit. Rewind a little, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so Darwinian Atheist, who I believe is an Indian, is saying BJP IT cell is damn strong, though. Yes. In fact, we are going to review another article and study that I found about well, it's not actually necessarily specific to BJP, but it's a 15-year operation to influence the EU through fake news, with pro-Indian and anti-Pakistani, anti-Chinese sentiment. Very interesting study I found. Should I read this comment?
No. It's okay.
Okay.
Well, read it. Yeah, sure.
Erkin is saying hate speech is a huge problem. On one hand, you have violent groups. On the other hand, you risk censoring the most important thoughts. It's very complicated on private platforms, certainly.
Right.
Although on a national level, Armin and I are both against hate speech laws. So let's continue.
Wait, let me just say, Jimmy Boy in the live chat, you're an idiot and you're a moron and you're so triggered and it's so funny. Just continue.
Okay. Oh, he's literally been crying about this for 2 weeks.
It's so funny.
Weeks.
I want him to stay there crying about it. I just wanted to add a little bit to it because he's such a baby. Hey, Jimmy Boy is such a baby. He's crying so hard in the live chat. Just continue because it's so entertaining.
For 2 weeks, bro. Move on. Actually, don't move on. Don't move on.
It's funny. I
okay,
like it.
Okay. Let's continue. Go. The social media giant, meaning Facebook, is under increasing scrutiny for how it enforces hate speech policies when the accused are members of Modi's ruling party. Activists say some Facebook policy officials are too close to the BJP and accuse the company of putting its relationship with the government ahead of its stated mission of removing hate speech from its platform, especially when ruling party politicians are involved.
Wait, can you? Mm-hmm. So, because it's hard for me to keep track. So this is what's the name of this organization again? Where is it?
The social media watchdog?
No. So who's too close to the BJP? Sorry.
Facebook.
No, okay, but what is this? Okay, never mind. What's the guy's name again? The social media giant is under increasing scrutiny.
Okay. Was involved in policy.
Some Facebook policy officials are too close to the BJP and accuse the company of putting its relationship with the government ahead of a city mission. Yeah, okay. So it's not like oof. So basically, the problem is from within the Facebook. There were some people in the live chat that were telling me about this, and I told them that I don't think so, and I think that they were being conspiratorial. No. And I was so I think Katie was also suggesting this to me, that this is true, and I was like, you guys are think like overestimating the influence that these people have. And I thought like just saying that Facebook itself is trying to do has people in it that are biased in favor of Hindutva. I thought these people were like wrong and a little bit going cuckoo bananas with their conspiracy theories, and I have to admit I was wrong. Wrong. You guys were right, and it seems like I was wrong. Yeah.
Since the Wall Street Journal published their report in, I believe it was August of this past year now. Oh my God, we're in 2021. there's been mounting evidence of the infiltration and influence of the BJP at Facebook. And if anyone can get me that Wall Street Journal article, that'd be fantastic. But let us continue. So they're particularly focusing on this guy, Thurkrall. So Thurkrall, for instance, worked with party leadership to assist in the BJP's 2014 election campaign, according to documents Time has seen. So here where this is beginning an ongoing theme is that a lot of the people who are high up in Facebook that are in charge of making these decisions when it comes to monitoring the hate speech of politicians have former relationships and previously worked for the BJP party. So obviously it's not true that in all cases someone's former job or someone's former relationships and automatically influence their ability and intentions in their new job. But this guy in particular, we're going to get into it more. A very particular picture is painted. You have something to say?
No.
Okay. So Facebook's managing director for India, Ajit Mohan, denied suggestions that the company had displayed bias towards the BJP in an August 21st blog post titled, "We are open, transparent, and nonpartisan." He wrote, "Despite hailing from diverse political affiliations and backgrounds, our employees perform their respective duties and interpret our policies in a fair and nonpartisan way. The decisions around content escalations are not made unilaterally by just one person. Rather, they are inclusive of views from different teams and disciplines within the company." So this person is saying that it's corporate speak, saying, "Oh, this isn't just coming from one person. Like, this isn't a dictatorship."
This is like such corporate speak. Like whenever these statements are prepared, is like they say so little in such like that's what corporate speak is basically. Usually, this is what they all have in common. They send you entire paragraphs that you could summarize in half a sentence. I hate them. I hate them so much. Okay, no matter how much like we become more and more official Atheist Republic, like as we grow, like please, like Susanna, be careful for us not to ever talk like that to our people. Okay. By the way, I'm hearing echo.
It's always just you,
Susanna. When I hear echo, that means the problem's on the other side. Reduce my volume.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Continue.
Okay.
No, wait. Katie has something to say.
God.
Oh my God. Katie has something to say.
It was really obvious to Indians because of how opposition posts and pages were deprioritized. Even a week ago or so, Facebook removed the page of an ongoing protest movement. Yeah, so this is a huge problem. I was watching some videos about this on from Indian news broadcasters on YouTube before this, and they were often talking about how opposition parties are blatantly deprioritized in Facebook. So even algorithms seem to favor BJP.
I don't know about that. Okay, I know. Again, I'm going to be skeptical. Okay, I trust like reports like this, my time rather than people's, because I've seen a lot of people just thinking like, oh, this seems like it's being deprioritized, or like from your perspective, you see like if anecdotals and people's personal experiences and their feeling about this page being removed, that being page removed, even if they are right, you cannot trust that as a way to figure out what's happening, right? Because people are always biased. They have their own intuitions, and intuitions is one of the least reliable way of, like, they try to see patterns where the patterns but patterns do not exist. They see correlation when there's no correlation. So just people noticing things, even though that might be suspicious and might lead to actually investigating something, it's a good way to start to come up with an excuse to investigate something. But those pattern recognitions or correlations that then people are noticing by itself shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be considered really obvious just because what people are noticing, right? It should be based on a deeper study, I think. Anyways, but let's continue.
So now we're going to talk about what was published in the WSJ. Wall Street published the blog post, meaning this one with all this corporate talk, after the Wall Street Journal, citing current and former Facebook employees, reported on August 14th that the company's top policy official in India, oh my gosh, Anki Das, guys, please correct me, because she's very important in this. So this is the person's top policy official in India, Anki Das, remember this, pushed back against other Facebook employees who wanted to label a BJP politician as a dangerous individual and ban him from the platform after he called for, oh boy, can I say this on YouTube?
Okay, no. Let's say Muslim immigrants to be, just read it on the screen. Yeah. We're not even going to spell it.
Okay.
Yeah, because YouTube, we saw what happened to Abdullah Samir, right?
Yeah.
So YouTube is very unreasonable when it comes to like them deciding what we're saying. We're not saying this, guys. We're just reading this article, okay? I know you guys know, but we have to say this for YouTube, okay? This is not. Just read it off of the screen. But
yeah. So this lawmaker T. Raja Singh said that Muslim immigrants, I believe in the state of Assam, should face this punishment. Okay. And she was pushing back against people who said that a politician should be labeled a dangerous individual because he said this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Das argued that punishing a state lawmaker, T. Raja Singh, would hurt Facebook's business prospects in India, the journal reported.
Wow.
Facebook said that Das's intervention was not the sole reason that Singh was not banned, and that it was still deciding if a ban was necessary.
Wow.
If you look up this individual's history, you're like, oh my God. Are you
kidding me? Can you go a little bit higher? So what is this? This guy, what is he? He's a lawmaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's be a little bit skeptical. Isn't it the case that, oh no, that's Twitter. Twitter has this rule that politicians can get away with more than other people for the sake of access to political speak. But I don't know what the Facebook rules are. So if this guy is a lawmaker, I don't know if so I don't know what the standards are. Does Facebook have different standards for lawmakers and politicians? Yes, mm-hmm. Facebook as well, just like Twitter.
No, I've meant that the platforms have different standards than each other.
No. I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I'm just saying that I don't know if on Facebook it's like Twitter, where politicians have different standards than other users. Because if they don't, then there is zero justification for why this guy is not being censored, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, but yeah, continue.
So this.
Oh wait, we have member.
Was very, very pertinent. Okay. Erkin is saying try age restricting live streams. Age restricted videos are going to get a bit more lenient on hate speech things.
No, age restriction is about other stuff. No, it's about like sexual related stuff, right? And also, if you age restrict a video, it will get nowhere. Like basically, you just basically manage to remove the entire reach that video could ever have. Even U.S. politicians couldn't express this much. Yeah. But yeah, let's continue. Sorry.
Jimmy Boy is still like exhibiting like legendary levels of butthurt in the live chat, and it's hilarious.
It's good. No, yeah, let him continue. It's helping with our engagement, so it's good. Facebook doesn't. Erkin is saying Facebook doesn't have those privileges like Twitter, and also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.